Happening now, the latest in a COVID-19 uptick at a local nursing home. What we know next. Plus, a local mayor is speaking out after he almost died from COVID-19.
Well, the sun is out for early this afternoon, but how much longer are we going to deal with the solar radiation? I'll tell you about it next. The news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now as we start a new week. I'm Justin Gould. Rapid COVID-19 testing is underway at two local nursing homes as healthcare officials are working to contain an uptick in COVID-19 cases at the facilities. Heritage Ministries President and CEO Lisa Haglund tells us as of 10:30 this morning, less than 30 residents and employees at Heritage Green and Heritage Village in Greenhurst and in Gary, respectively, have tested positive. More employees than residents have tested positive. However, Haglund could not give specific numbers due to HIPAA laws. She says right now the infected population is under 2%. She says Heritage first noticed the increase in the last 24 hours.
We really started noticing enough of an employee uptick. We got one positive result back from the lab on a resident. And so then we really proactively started calling the labs, doing our own testing internally, and implementing all the measures that we had prepared in the background.
She says aside from one or two residents and employees testing positive throughout the pandemic so far, this is the first time local Heritage facilities have seen a significant uptick in cases. Haglund says the rapid testing started over the weekend and will continue until all cases are identified. Heritage Ministries operates facilities around the nation, including 5 locations here in Chautauqua County. Well, shortly after the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, a snag appears. As John Lawrence reports, some doses are experiencing and being expired and being thrown away before they're given to people in high priority groups.
More than 22 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been distributed to hospitals and pharmacies nationwide so far, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Relax your arm to your side, don't tense up.
But the CDC says fewer than 7 million people have received the first dose.
The issue is not the supply of the vaccine. The issue is not being able to get enough people injected with the vaccine.
Some hospitals are forced to throw away vaccines that quickly expired once they were taken out of cold storage.
This is such a precious resource, and really this wastage should not be tolerated at all.
Health experts say there may be a lag in vaccine reporting, but some actions can be taken to improve the process.
If there are, let's say, 3 doses in a vial that are not used, that the pharmacists or nurses should be allowed to give that to whoever is around instead of wasting it.
This comes as more than 2.2 million new COVID-19 cases and about 27,000 deaths were reported in the U.S. during the first 10 days of 2021, according to Johns Hopkins University.
We have a lot more that we need to do because right now across the country, the freezers are filling up with this vaccine, and it's not where we need it.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. Dr. Scott Gobfield, the former commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, said on Sunday that the U.S. vaccine strategy is not working and that there needs to be a reset. He says the vaccine needs to get out more quickly in order to stop the spread of the new coronavirus variants. Well, a local mayor who recently recovered from COVID-19 is detailing his battle with the virus. Fredonia Mayor Doug Exis, sitting with his wife in a video posted online by Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell, says his entire family tested positive for COVID-19. However, it impacted everyone differently. While his wife and children were mostly asymptomatic, the mayor says he developed double pneumonia and later suffered a massive heart attack.
If you're able to get a vaccination, get it. The consequences of having COVID can be very, very serious. I almost died, had a very good chance of dying, and you could just take all the precautions you need to. Please do not be complacent or ignorant or arrogant. This is very serious.
Now, he received care at Hammock Medical Center's intensive care unit in Erie. He says everyone in his household followed COVID guidelines like wearing a mask and cleaning, but still got sick. Both the mayor and his wife do plan on getting vaccinated as soon as they're able to. He also thanked the doctors and local EMS crews who saved his life. Well, a local organization dedicated to providing children with special needs the opportunity to practice in sporting events is holding an online raffle this week. Exceptional Stars Athletics founder Rich Bianco says all proceeds will benefit the program's works. A handcrafted wooden American flag made by Jacob Youngberg, a round USA flag wall hanger made by Ginger Hitchcock, two 25-ounce tumblers made by Kylie Lindahl of Kylie's Creations, and a $40 gift certificate to Hippie Stitches run by Ashley Thierfeld are available. Furthermore, a Dunkirk school teacher donated a set of 4 long stem wine glasses with Buffalo Bills logos and a Bills tie-dye t-shirt as well. The raffle runs through Wednesday with a random drawing to determine the winners. Now, you can get 1 ticket for $5, 5 tickets for $20, 15 for $40, and 25 for $50. Donations can be sent to PayPal's Exceptional Stars Athletics at gmail.com, or you can Venmo them to exceptional-stars-1. We have that information now at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now as we get a check of local news and weather on this Monday. Let's check in with the comments before we get to our weather forecast and say hello to Kim. Good to see Jolene, Debbie, Jess, April, and Cassandra as well. Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon to Renee. She says, just beautiful outside, seeing the sunshine. Hopefully everyone had a blessed weekend. And Dakota, really, that's the story right now, is the sun that's out there. It's great to see because it kind of felt like over the last couple of weeks we've been struggling to get it.
Yes, I know. I mean, the sun has been such a big thing to get around here, and the clouds have really won out. And actually, winter is actually our cloudiest season, so it is hard to get the sun to break out. But Mayville shows you, yeah, look at that blue sky. Man, isn't that beautiful? It's been a long time since we've seen that. 35 already in Mayville right now. Satellite and radar composite. Now, a lot of this looks like rain, but there actually has been some snow mixing in with this, especially near Rochester. Seen a report came in from Rochester, about a ½ inch there with some of this snow. But across the southern tier, it's been mainly dry. We're actually seeing breaks in the overcast, but the clouds are going to be thickening up as we go through the afternoon. So enjoy the sunshine while we have it. 35 here in town right now. 33 officially in Mayville at the observation site there, 37 in Fredonia, 38 Dunkirk, 36 Randolph, and 36 over in Erie, 34 Climbers. So temperatures not ranging too far today. Cooler spot once again today is going to be right in the valley locations. 34 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 23 1 year ago. Can you believe 2020 was already 1 year ago? 61 degrees broke the record high for this date, and 14 below zero back in 1981. So through the afternoon today, partly to mostly sunny early, then the clouds are going to be coming in later this afternoon. An overall seasonable day, 32 to 38 with a southwest wind. That southwest wind always is your friend to warm you up. Now, do we have any more sunshine in that 42 degrees and sunny? How's that for a coincidence? 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit, Justin.
Oh, I certainly hope we do, Dakota. Thank you. Well, a New York State senator who represents the Jamestown area has been appointed the ranking member of the 3 Senate committees. Senator George Barrello is now the most senior member of New York State's Agricultural, Banks, and the newly created Procurement and Contracts Committee. While very different in their scope of work, the senator says leading the 3 groups is critically important to helping advocate for policies that will benefit agriculture and financial service sectors, all while improving the accountability of state contracts. Barrello was also named a member of several committees, including the appointments of the Finance and Aging Committees, and he was reappointed to the Local Government and Internet and Technology Committees as well. Well, House Democrats spent time this weekend charting a course of impeachment for President Donald Trump while urging the vice president to take action first. Karen Kafa has the very latest from Washington on where impeachment efforts stand.
House Democrats have an article of impeachment against President Trump drafted and ready to go. It charges him with incitement of insurrection, and House Democrats say they could fast track it to the House floor if the vice president doesn't take action first. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she'll call on Vice President Mike Pence to use the 25th Amendment to remove President Donald Trump from office. If he doesn't act, House Democrats are prepared to impeach again.
He has done something so serious that there should be prosecution against him.
Eager to hold Trump accountable, House Democratic leaders have considered how a Senate trial might stall the first days of Joe Biden's presidency, including cabinet confirmations. One option, Pelosi holds off on sending articles of impeachment to the Senate, even possibly delaying until after January 20th.
She will make the determination as when is the best time to get that vote and get the managers appointed and move that legislation over to the Senate.
While Republicans like Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania have said Trump should resign,
it's the best path forward, the best way to get this person in the rearview mirror for us.
It's unclear how many senators would support a conviction. Some congressional Republicans arguing the process could further divide a fractured nation.
One of the issues that I have right now, whether it's the 25th Amendment, whether it's impeachment right now, is further dividing the country and pouring gasoline on a fire.
And after a few days of silence, it is possible we could hear from President Trump today, although plans have not been finalized. According to people familiar with the matter, if the president does speak today, we understand he wants to address big tech after his suspension from a number of social media platforms over the weekend, most notably Twitter. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Karen, thank you. Now, over the weekend, New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo calling on President Trump to resign as well. Next, here, a full look at this week's local weather forecast, which is bringing us some great sun right now. But first, we tell you about a new policy that aims to help students achieve academic success here in Jamestown. Stay with us as WNY News Now rolls along.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. A City of Jamestown man is facing several charges after police responded to a Halleck Street address yesterday. Jamestown police say 48-year-old Ronald Cornell was arrested just before 2:30 in the morning after allegedly attacking a 56-year-old woman, causing lacerations to her face. Furthermore, officers say Cornell had an order of protection to stay away from her. He was taken to Jamestown City Jail, where charged with aggravated criminal contempt and third-degree assault. Officers say he was held in custody pending arraignment in the case. Well, a new policy to provide public school students with better opportunities was adopted by the Jamestown Board of Education last week. WNY News Now's Claire Galt spoke with school leaders who explained more about this educational change.
If currently there is a particular part of the city or a particular set of circumstances surrounding a student, single parent, poverty, etc., that is predictable, meaning, well, since you have these qualities, you're probably not going to graduate, or you're probably not going to be in the honor society, or you're probably not going to ... We need to eliminate that predictability.
Jamestown Public School Superintendent Dr. Kevin Whitaker says the new strategy supports students, especially those currently and historically marginalized, so they experience a sense of belonging and find academic success. He says roadblocks are often not intentional, but rather systemic.
If you create a pathway that starts in, say, 6th grade or 7th grade and leads to an end in 11th grade or 12th grade, and there's no way to move between different pathways, then that's a systemic roadblock. If a student in 6th grade is designated as one way versus another way, they may be trapped in that sequence of courses or classes.
Whitaker explains that the new policy, among other things, will direct leaders to examine the current course schedule and adjust as needed.
It would allow for students to transition as they grow, as they mature into certain areas. Maybe they had a very strong interest in English or art early, and it transitioned into a math or a science interest later on. So in that specific example, it may allow for more of that sort of thing, no matter who the student is, no matter where they come from, no matter what their family background.
The idea was first introduced by the New York State School Board Association, who created an equity task force. In Jamestown, Claire Galt, WNY News Now.
Claire, thank you. Whitaker also says his job is to influence leaders, community members, and kids to help them succeed. And while the board has more of a financial responsibility, the district is still committed to doing what's best for students. Well, you still have a chance to be a multi-millionaire. The Mega Millions jackpot has reached over $600 million for just the 4th time in history. The jackpot increased after no ticket matched all 6 numbers drawn on Friday. While no one got the jackpot, there were 2.5 million winners, including 5 tickets with the game's second prize. Those were sold in California, Georgia, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and here in New York. The jackpot was last won on September 15th. The next drawing is tomorrow. Good luck. Well, it's like spring cleaning and your New Year's resolution combined. The second Monday of each January is National Cleaning Off Your Desk Day. National Day calendar says that it started back in the 1900s and grew to become an annual event. If you work from home and hate your partner's mess, this might be the perfect time to suggest tidying up. Well, certainly I think a lot of us know what dirty desks are all about, myself included. And, you know, it always seems to be just papers and books, not so much like food dirtiness, because, you know, nobody wants that around, but I certainly can agree. And Dakota, I actually think...
Well, what do we care? Okay.
Whoa! Whoa! You scared the crap out of me. What were those tissues?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
gosh.
now we just wasted a whole crap load
Yeah,
of
you
tissues.
did!
I'll buy some more, don't worry.
You can put those back. Just you're the only one who uses that tissue box,
well,
I guess. But.
Well, we have a tissue box over here on the weather set.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember why these were over here.
Somebody was probably sick, maybe pre-COVID.
Yeah,
because now nobody's in here. So, like, you know,
stuff it in there, nobody will know.
Pre-COVID, like, you know, we'd muddle through the day with that. But to my point about the desks, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in our old studio things were more cluttered, and now I don't know if it's just because we have new areas,
right?
But it does seem like, and I'm gonna knock on wood, we're better at keeping clean.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I think not only the pandemic has, I mean, you know, we're not, you know, dirty people.
No.
I mean,
No.
you know, we kept the old studio clean,
but it was cluttered. I thought it was more cluttered than we are now.
But then also too, when we moved to this new space, we threw out a crap load of stuff.
That's true. So I guess that was 4.5 years worth of collections over there, which we've gotten rid of. and now
we found yellow RCA cables. Do you remember those things?
I do. They were in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably still up there, actually. I don't think we removed them, but yeah, it was just so crazy, so crazy. So certainly a big weekend in sports. I know a lot of people were talking about this, and we'll get to it after your weather forecast, but they were asking, how about them Browns? Yeah,
They're
the
not
Browns
making it.
and the Bills. Wasn't that crazy?
It played right into exactly what I told you. Exactly what I told you. It's going to be Bills versus Kansas City for the AFC Championship, and who is going to buy Bills beating Kansas City? But that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's going to be Bills and Bucks, and Bills winning the Super Bowl, because exactly what I said. Tom Brady will not win a Super Bowl against the Bills as long as he is in the as long as he is in the NFC.
Well, we'll see what happens, and we'll talk more about it coming up. I don't want to throw the conversation up before we get there, but it will be exciting in just a little bit. But first, the weather, which is awfully exciting too, because it's cold outside still. Like, by no means, I'm not saying go out there.
Though. It's a seasonable chill.
Right. It's almost nice, like driving this morning a little bit. It's nice to feel the sun hit your face.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's been a long time since we have seen the sun. And speaking of the sun, how about this? The sunset is coming up later and later now. 5:06 is the sunset tonight, and by the time we head into the weekend, 5:13 on Sunday. We are gaining daylight just a little bit each and every day. So yes, the days are starting to get longer. So if you're not a fan of winter, just keep looking forward. But this winter has been pretty easy to take so far. But if you're a fan of skiing and snowboarding, this winter has not really played into your favor so far. 6 to 30 inches at Peak and Peak. Cockaigne, the average bases have gone down to 8 inches there, and up to 42 inches at Holiday Valley, 27 Hollymont, 8 to 30 inches in Mount Pleasant. So the ski resorts are kind of suffering from the lack of snow here, and you can see we're still only at 21 inches for the year so far. 42.8 is where we should be at this time this year. We're almost 2 feet below normal average snowfall. And yeah, we're not going to say anything past this, but yeah, we're running below average, which I know some of you like, but some of you don't. 35 right now at the Jamestown Airport. This is actually above average by a few degrees. Southwest wind to 10. That southerly wind is always that component that helps warm you up. So when you have that south to southwest wind that's warming you up with the wind chill down to 27, when you combine the wind speed and the air temperature together. So satellite and radar composite, again, as I told you, some of this green you see on the map is actually a little bit of snow that's been falling. And again, as I told you earlier, Rochester reports about a ½ inch worth of snow there, but nothing across the southern tier. And what's interesting, we've got snow across portions of the deep south. We have winter storm warnings in portions of Mississippi, and we have winter weather advisories in portions of Alabama. Does not include the city of Birmingham, but includes places like Tuscaloosa. So if you have any friends down there or family, yeah, they could be dealing with maybe an inch or so of snow down there. So yeah, break out the shovels for them down there, but I don't think they're going to need them though. Future scan shows you the cloud cover, and again, watch the clouds kind of advance here as we go through the day today. So again, we have those partly to mostly sunny conditions. Now the clouds are going to be coming in later this afternoon, so it'll be turning mostly cloudy through the night tonight. Again, rather uneventful. The wind ticks up a little bit, but not windy. And then tomorrow, just mostly cloudy skies. There will be a few odd breaks in the cloud cover tomorrow, but I think tomorrow should be the return of more clouds once again as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. So the zone forecast in the inland areas today will likely top out maybe in the mid to upper 30s in some spots. The cooler areas, obviously in Cat County right there, Ellicottville around freezing. Now, how about the next 7 days of your life that are brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny, and 31 tomorrow, and on Wednesday we bring in a little bit of scattered sunshine, but not too bad there. And then as we go into Thursday, we still quiet. We could make it up to 40 once again, and then yeah, a little bit of rain and snow on Friday, and the weekend just a small chance for a couple snow showers. And look at next Sunday, we're down to the mid-20s for high temperatures, Justin. Woo.
Wow, certainly. So stay right there, Dakota, because we'll keep that conversation going And you actually already have a couple of people in the comments disagreeing with your theories, so we'll hash that out. The Buffalo Bills, as we all know, won their first playoff game in 25 years after defeating the Indianapolis Colts 27-24 on Saturday afternoon. The match-off kicked off the NFL's expanded wild card weekend. Now, this is the first time since 1996 that the Bills hosted a playoff game. The Indianapolis Colts visited Buffalo in the first of 3 games Saturday. The Bills earned the number 2 seed in the AFC's 7-team playoff behind the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, that game will be followed by 2 NFC games, which were on Sunday. The Rams visited Seattle, and Tom Brady leads the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against Washington. And another big upset that happened over the weekend, the Cleveland Browns topped the Pittsburgh Steelers last night, advancing in the playoffs. The Browns will now play the Chiefs, while the Bills will play the Ravens in Orchard Park come this Saturday. Certainly a lot of Steelers fans, our Matt Hummel included, you're in my thoughts, because that was one heck of a game. And really, when you think about some of these franchises, it almost seems like there's new eras out there of powerful teams. And I don't want to jinx anybody. I don't want Bills fans to be mad at me if I say that.
Oh, just say it.
But the thing
is, it
really seems like Buffalo and even Cleveland to a point, they've defeated teams who, when you look at Cleveland, in past years would never have thought the Steelers would fall to the Cleveland Browns. And they did. And I really believe that probably is a new leadership and new players as well, new blood coming in, people getting older.
Some will say it has to do with the schedule, because early when the Steelers went undefeated earlier in the season, people were like, well, the Steelers are only undefeated because look at the teams they're playing. Right. They suck. And it's like, they had one of the easiest schedules, according to what I've seen on the face bag. People had, it's like, they said it had one of the easiest schedules, and then when it came to real contenders, they lost.
But if you look years past, because I come from a household who are big Steelers fans, the Steelers, in a way, were almost untouchable until you got to some big names like New England Patriots, who have swept Super Bowls in the past, relative history speaking. But you look now, and it's like maybe some of the people, Ben Roethlisberger, a little bit older. Not to say they're not good at what they do, but there's less of a chance, and they can't play, whether it be injury or whatever it would be. And you have people like Josh Allen, who last year, the Bills didn't really get very far, but now they have a year under their belt. They're working together. They're really grinding, and it's
just say it, Justin. They don't have to deal with the Patriots anymore.
No,
that's the reason why they're that good. And I said it before on the show, and I'm going to repeat it again. Everybody used to tell me the Patriots are not that good. It is just because we have the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets in the AFC East. In years past, all 3 of those teams stunk to high heaven.
Yeah.
So it made the Patriots look better than they really were. Fast forward to this year, the Patriots stink, the Dolphins stink, the Jets stink. Same exact thing at play, but you can't say. And it's the same thing about the Super Bowl, because I'm going to talk about Pam for a second.
Yeah. And we love you, Pam.
Yeah, we love you, but I just got to say, it's about the story. When it comes to like big sporting events, it comes to the story.
Yeah.
And not about who's the better team.
Right.
What would make the better story? Because I still think it's Bills and Bucks for the Super Bowl. I still think that's the way it's going to go.
Who do you think would win in that matchup?
What do you think is going to make a better story? Tom Brady, with his first season in Tampa Bay, wins the Super Bowl, or old school versus new school, Josh Allen wins against Tom Brady and the Bucks for the Super Bowl? What makes the better story?
I probably new school taking over.
Ding, 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 ding. Justin gets a cookie. That's why the Bills are going to win, because it is going to make a better story.
And if you think about it, in the end, and I know people say it's not rigged, and I do feel like there's a level of competition for sure, definitely. But people love stories, right? So, and this is coming from 2 people who aren't big football people either. Like, that's the thing. That's the caveat that I think we should say.
I mean, just look at all of the big sporting events, like the big ones, like, championship games and whatnot. You have to look at what makes the better story, not so much who's the better team or who's the better athlete. It's what makes the better story for the fans and the media. That's what it's about.
Well, let us know what you think about that in the comments down below, because that's all the time
basted.
We have before, and you can call Dakota, talk to him about it if you want. But it's good theory.
I won't answer.
We'll
Just
know
leave it on
in
my voicemail.
what, a couple of weeks' time. We'll know. We'll know the outcome.
I'm telling you.
See if it's right. And you're one heck of a forecaster, so why not?
Bet on
You
it.
never know.
I'm telling you.
We're back tomorrow. Have a great day.